Tonight on the news at 10, neighbors in Janesville are complaining about the noise level of a local bar. What the bar's owner wants residents to know. And grass clippings could be deadly for bikers, how you can help keep them safe. Plus, why so many people made their way to the dog park today.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining News 3 Now at 10. I'm Amanda Quintana. Neighbors from a Rock County community say the noise coming from a local bar has become too much for them to handle. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter joins us now from
Well, Amanda, come this time next month, Hammy's Roadside Bar will be reapplying for a permit that will allow them to play music outdoors. And while they say they're just in the business of entertaining their customers, the folks that live near here say that comes at the cost of their peace and quiet. Every other Saturday and Sunday, you can find a band at this local bar.
Hammy's Roadside Bar has kind of become known as the music of Janesville.
Hammy's owner, Suzanne Hamilton, says it's what they're known best for.
People come here to listen to music. People come here to sit out on the beautiful patio and to listen to music.
But will people here enjoy the live music? Neighbors nearby say they could do without it.
Music's been an issue for probably 4 years.
Jim Fry lives behind Hammy's. He and a group of neighbors say when the bands play outside, it's too much to handle. One neighbor even sent me this clip where you can hear the band from his back porch.
We haven't been able to have kids over for birthday parties or a backyard barbecue on a Saturday and a Sunday.
Now, Hammy's outdoor music permit is up for renewal, leading Fry and other neighbors to speak against it at City Council. Hamilton says her outdoor patio brings in business.
The band sets up right here. We move all this chairs and stuff.
But says she's trying her hardest to make everyone happy.
I'm trying my best to keep the sound level down. I'm one person. I just want to work with them. I want to work with everybody. That's all I can really say.
The neighbors say they only want one thing.
We just want peace and quiet. That's what it boils down to, you know. Backyard, greenbelt, we like to hear the frogs, like to hear the birds singing.
Now, the bar already has made some changes. In fact, in years past, the music would be every weekend. And this year, from Memorial Day to Labor Day, it's just every other weekend, so about 8 weekends in total. In addition to that, Hammy's owner, Suzanne Hamilton, says that she feels the hours that the music stop, which is usually around 7 p.m., is reasonable for the neighbors living nearby.
All right, thank you so much, Adam. Let's get a look at your first alert weather with Dave Caulfield out on the patio. Hi, Dave.
Hey, Amanda. The umbrella for me just went up as some light showers moving into Madison as we speak, all a part of a complex of showers and thunderstorms, although not too much in the way of lightning left over. This thunderstorm cluster is moving into air that is very cool, very stable, so thunderstorms usually don't like that. So I expect these to weaken as they continue to move to the east. However, still expect some showers, maybe a rogue thunderstorm for the early overnight hours. Madison on the WISC-TV Skycam looking at mostly cloudy skies with some light rain moving in. Temperatures are in the upper 50s and still a few low 60s across far southwestern Wisconsin, but we are going to hang out in the mid-50s overnight. Still could be a few showers for Father's Day morning, but by the afternoon and evening, it will be mostly cloudy, but it should stay dry for most of southern Wisconsin. We'll talk about how long this dry weather will last and also temperatures for the week ahead in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Dave. UW police arrested a man after he pulled a gun out in the Arboretum this afternoon. After searching for him for more than 3 hours, 24-year-old Lou Lee was arrested without incident around 6 o'clock tonight and was booked on a tentative charge of disorderly conduct. When police were originally called to the Arboretum this afternoon, the victim told officers Lee pointed the gun at them and pulled the trigger, but the gun didn't fire. Through additional investigating, UW police found Lee did not pull the gun's trigger, but instead directed the gun in the direction of the victim after a road rage incident. One person is dead after an officer-involved shooting in southeast Wisconsin. The Racine Police Department says the shooting happened in Mount Pleasant at 1:30 this morning. Mount Pleasant police say an officer was forced to shoot a man whom they say was uncooperative. They say they tried to save him, but were not successful. The police officer involved was not injured, and police are not releasing the name of the victim until the family is identified. A Southern California shopping center in chaos after shots rang out inside a Costco last night. Corona police say they were anticipating an active shooter situation, so they secured the area and prepared for a standoff. However, when they entered, they found one man dead and 3 others, including the alleged shooter, hurt on the floor.
There was 2 other adults with apparent gunshot wounds that have been transported to local area hospitals, and there was a shooter detained inside, and he has been transported to a local hospital.
The shooting supposedly stemmed from an argument inside the store, but the names and relationships of the gunman and the victims remain unclear. One of the wounded, however, has been identified as an off-duty LAPD officer. President Trump is getting ready to kick off his re-election campaign, but just days before Trump's announcement that he'll seek a second term, some opponents are trying to keep him from finishing this one, calling on Congress to launch impeachment proceedings. Nicole Killian is at the White House with more.
President Trump spent part of his birthday weekend at the golf course, ready to take a campaign swing to Florida Tuesday to launch his re-election. He started making his case for 2020 on Twitter, writing, "The Trump economy is setting records and has a long way up to go. However, if anyone but me takes over in 2020, there will be a market crash, the likes of which has not been seen before." He added, "We are doing great in the polls, even better than in 2016, and will be packed at the Tuesday announcement rally."
We've had over 100,000 RSVPs so far. They keep coming in every single day.
What does that tell you about enthusiasm?
I think it means the enthusiasm is pretty good out there.
But at rallies across the country, protesters sounded more calls for the president's impeachment.
And we must begin it now.
And he continued to take heat for these comments to ABC News.
If someone else offers you information on an opponent, should they accept it or should they call the FBI?
I think maybe you do both. I think you might want to listen.
Despite trying to walk them back,
I'd report it to the Attorney General, the FBI.
Democratic presidential candidate Pete Buttigieg tells Face the Nation's Margaret Brennan the president should draw a clear line.
If you think there's a foreign effort to tamper with an American election and you're an American who cares about America, you call the FBI. This shouldn't be hard.
The president and his campaign team dispute some polls showing the president trailing key Democrats like frontrunner Joe Biden. A Trump advisor tells CBS News expect the president to unleash more attacks against the former vice president as he jumps into full campaign mode. Nicole Killian, CBS News, the White House.
Trump's campaign kickoff rally in Orlando on Tuesday will be at the Amway Center, and more than 30,000 people are already expected to attend. Around the state, a judge is allowing the city of Racine to divert millions of gallons of water from Lake Michigan to the future Foxconn plant. Racine will sell the water to Mount Pleasant for the manufacturing complex. The judge says the plans fit with the requirements of the Great Lake Compact. However, environmental groups say the diversion isn't for public water supply, so it violates that compact. The State Department of Natural Resources approved Racine's bid. Governors from across the Midwest are meeting with Canadian leaders in Milwaukee today to protect the Great Lakes. Aside from the long-term threats of major lake flooding and increased storms in the area, there's a more immediate impact to the Badger State from the rising water, and that's traffic jams along the Milwaukee River. The river is higher due to a near record water level in Lake Michigan, one of the issues Great Lake governors are trying to handle.
Good news is that's why we're meeting here today. We cannot look at this as just isolated instances.
The Great Lakes Collaborative will meet all weekend. They plan to release an action plan to combat rising water levels next week. Reconstruction of Buckeye Road between Monona Drive and Stoughton Road is set to begin on Monday. The project includes fixing the road as well as adding curbs, gutters, storm sewers, and sidewalks. Some residents who live off Buckeye Road say they don't think the project is a good idea. They say they're worried about the safety of pedestrians and bikers on a busy road, but others on the street think the road needs to be fixed.
Given the fact that the road's torn up is going to get fixed, the temporary pain in the construction is well worth it.
The road is lined with mostly homes, but also a few restaurants and a barber shop. According to the city, the road will be closed off to traffic during the project, which is expected to be completed in November. Target stores across the country had long lines today, and not because of any specific sale. Cash registers at the Superstore were back online this afternoon after a 2-hour systems outage. Target acknowledged guests were unable to make purchases at its stores today as shoppers took to social media to complain that the registers weren't working. The delay came on a busy weekend for shoppers ahead of Father's Day tomorrow. Target has 5 locations in Madison Metro and over 1,800 stores across the country. Kids and police were hooked on catching fish today at the annual Cops and Bobbers event. The Middleton Optimist Club teamed up with the Middleton Police Department to provide fishing poles, bait, and lunch for about 150 kids. Police helped kids learn to catch fish like bluegill, carp, and catfish, and also add wax worms to the pole when the kids felt a little squeamish.
Hanging out with the kids. We're having a blast. I do love to fish, and like I said, it's great when you can teach a kid that has never seen a fish before how to catch one. They get so excited. It's pretty wonderful.
The event started 20 years ago as a way for police and kids to interact and also to humanize police to children, since kids usually only see officers when they're on duty. Coming up on News 3 Now at 10, the plea motorcyclists are making in Wisconsin to help save lives, and they're not asking for much. It's something you might not think about, but it could be deadly for motorcyclists, and they're asking you to make a small change. After a motorcyclist's death over the state line in Illinois earlier this week in a crash caused by grass clippings in the road, riders in our area like Stan Rigg are asking you to keep your plant debris out of the road or take the time to clear it. He says it's been a problem for years, especially in rural areas.
When you hit that grass, it's just like ice. It's slick, you can't control your motorcycle, you can't stop on it, and if you are an inexperienced rider, chances are you'll drop.
According to State Patrol, Wisconsin has laws governing the placing of any substance in the roadway that could cause injury. We also have littering and secure your load laws that could apply to grass debris from vehicles. Every dog lover's dream came true today. Packs of dogs ran through parks in Madison, Middleton, and Sun Prairie, all for free. All dog parks in the area are free today. Any dog is invited, but they must be vaccinated and have their municipal licenses. Dogs are roaming the parks from dawn until dusk. Some parks are fenced in and offer water stations for the dogs. For more four-legged fun, dog owners can purchase pet permits through their county's park system for the rest of the year. Madisonians were burying it all around the city today, celebrating body positivity and protesting against big oil. It's the annual Naked Bike Ride. This is an international event hosted in dozens of cities each year. Anyone is welcome to attend in any stage of undress. You don't have to ride a bike either. Any form of transportation that doesn't run on gas is encouraged. Police were on scene to make sure everything went smoothly, but this event is not illegal. There's no ordinance in the city of Madison that says simply being naked in public is indecent. The ride does not give out their route publicly until the day before the actual event. Earlier this week, we talked to a woman who says that naked bike ride is triggering anxiety from her sexual assault as a child, and she wishes they would publish their route in advance so she could easily avoid it. To watch that full story, you can go to our website, channel3000.com. Other people in Madison were celebrating Juneteenth Day at Penn Park today. Juneteenth is celebrated every June to mark the day Union soldiers demanded the Emancipation Proclamation be enforced in Texas, the last state to officially do so. Today's festival aimed to educate people on the historical event. For one resident, James Morgan, he hopes Juneteenth Day will educate people so that we can all have a better understanding of each other.
It's important to remember that there have been many tragedies as well as sacrifices and many triumphs, for our people since we've been a part of the United States of America.
The festival had music, food, and high spirits as people danced and honored Aretha Franklin, Nancy Wilson, and Dennis Edwards for their dedication to embracing a legacy of resilience. Let's get a look at your first alert weather with Dave Caulfield. That video, it looked like it was pretty nice when they were out there, so good for them.
Yeah, we started with the sunshine across southern Wisconsin today, but things changed in a hurry as a lake breeze cold front came through portions of the area. Wisconsin largely missed any severe weather just to the west in portions of southeastern Minnesota and across much of Iowa. Some wind damage, also some tornado warnings earlier this evening, all a part of this complex of showers and thunderstorms that continues to race to the east. Now, across southern Wisconsin, there's a lot of stable air in place, a lot of cool air. You might feel it as you step outside tonight. So as this continues to move to the east, it's going to weaken. It's already weakening across portions of southwestern Wisconsin. However, I still expect a few showers in Madison. We've actually already seen some raindrops over the last 15 minutes and maybe a thunderstorm or two, but really not expecting anything severe or really anything strong at this point. Temperatures are in the upper 50s in Madison right now, still ahead of that front in the upper 60s in Dubuque, low 60s in Platteville, but we cooled down quite a bit. We started the day, or at least high temperatures today, in the upper 70s, and for some of us, we cooled down within the span of an hour about 10 to 20 degrees. Live look in Platteville at those rain showers and maybe some fog left over from the rain showers in the Queen Bee Radio Skycam. Some light rain beginning to fall in Madison over the last couple of minutes on the WISC-TV Skycam. I mentioned today we were actually close to 80 with that sunshine earlier. 78 the high, which is where we should be typically for this time of year. 59 for the low will be in the 50s once again overnight. So Father's Day tomorrow, a big day for many dads out there. Could we have a few showers? The answer is yes, but I think they'll be in the early morning hours with temperatures in the 50s. Then we're moving through the 60s into the upper 60s by the afternoon and evening hours. We won't see much sunshine tomorrow, and temperatures will be about 10 degrees below normal. But I do think that most of us stay dry during the afternoon and evening hours, and Future Track is supporting that as well. So it could be a few showers overnight, and still some showers could be lingering into the morning hours of Sunday. But by the afternoon and evening, notice what you don't see here. Not a lot of green. Note the time here. This is 5 p.m. tomorrow on Father's Day. We're still dealing with a lot of cloud cover with temperatures in the upper upper 60s, but I do think we'll be dry for those outdoor activities, maybe the barbecue, maybe the party, just get-togethers on Father's Day. They should be in good shape later on in the day. For Monday, starting off in the 50s, and then we'll get that sunshine back with highs in the lower 70s by later on Monday afternoon. So your 10-day forecast showing the dry weather still in town for much of Tuesday with temps in the mid-70s, but then you're not seeing things. We got rain chances and storm chances in the forecast from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Maybe by next Tuesday we get a dry day, but it does look like we're going to have to enjoy the dry weather while we have it, because at least chances for rain are in the forecast for the majority of the next week to week and a half.
Ooh, and seeing them all next to each other. It's like a slot machine when you're gambling and you want them to all be, you don't want that.
Yeah,
but
this is not a jackpot
for
sure.
All right, thank you, Dave. Forward Madison with a spectacular performance tonight. Those highlights coming up next in sports.
Well, we had a little Badger football reunion this weekend. We used to watch these guys light it up at Camp Randall on Saturdays. Now you got to catch them on TV on Sundays during football season. Running backs Melvin Gordon and James White back in Madison to give back to kids in our area. Now, Gordon, a two-time Pro Bowler on the Chargers, and White, he's got, 3 Super Bowl rings, no big deal, one of which he actually brought for the kids to check out and wear in real life. Now, both guys helping the Badgers get quite a reputation in the pros, so when they hear some hate about the tradition of the Wisconsin backfield, field. They know their skills, plus the guys before them and after them will do the talking.
You hear people saying that, about your college, saying that, these running backs don't make it. That's just extra motivation to go harder, and that's just what we use.
I mean, the proof is in the pudding, but like I said, we're just going to keep working, keep getting better. The guys that are in the NFL, we're going to keep trying to get better, and the guys that are here, like Jonathan Taylor and the rest of the crew, they're going to keep working, and like I said, they'll continue to add to the pipeline.
Meanwhile, we wrap up the high school spring sports season this weekend with the WIA State Girls Soccer Championships in Milwaukee. First up in Division II, Oregon and Whitefish Bay at Eline Soccer Park. Panthers here for the 5th year in a row. No scores of the second half. Maggie Starker, the Rebel Patzer. Patzer scores, and that's her 4th goal of the season. Whitefish Bay up 1-0 in the 48th minute. Panthers, they didn't take too long to answer. 3 minutes later, a little trickery there. Hannah Rohrer scoring her 5th goal of the year, and we've got a tie game. Stayed that way after 2 overtimes, so this one went to a shootout. Whitefish Bay missing 2 of their 5 thanks to Oregon goalie Malia Moyer. She made 10 saves in the game, and Oregon wins the Division II state title. In Division III battle, the Crusaders Edgewood facing Catholic Memorial were scoreless in this one until the 34th minute. Off the corner there, Emma Kober with the header just below the crossbar, and Catholic Memorial up 1-0. It's Kober's 6th goal of the season, and that would be the final score. Catholic Memorial winning its 7th title in the last 8 years. Edgewood finishes the season 18-3-2. It's their 6th appearance at the state tournament. In Division I, Muskego wins 2-1, and the Prairie School with a shutout in Division IV for their state title as well. Some pitching struggles last night for Zach Davies in the bullpen. Brewers lost Game 1 against the Giants 5-3 at Oracle Park. And Jimmy Nelson starting off okay in Game 2 today, but luckily he did have some bats to back him up, at least to start. We pick it up in the 4th inning. Manny Pena going deep to left center field. Hernan Perez rounding the bases to come home, and it's 4-0 Brewers. Fast forward to the 7th, Giants tying it up and some more. Brandon Crawford lined to right field. That's an RBI double scoring Kevin Pillar. And Christian Yelich just trying to make something happen for the Brewers in the 9th inning. At least he does for himself here. A solo home run, number 26 of the season. But that wouldn't be enough for a win. Brewers losing to the Giants 8-7, the final score. And finally tonight, 4,000 fans watching Ford Madison hosting FC Tucson at Breese-Stevens tonight. The Mingos already up 1-0. CJ Banks adding to that lead there with a goal in the 24th minute. 2-0 Madison. And Ford Madison hanging on to win 2-1 the final. Next game in a week, back at Breese-Stevens against North Texas. We'll be right back.
A promise to a local military family was finally delivered this morning in Menominee Falls. Army Sergeant Tyson Cole and his family are getting a home mortgage-free thanks to Operation Finally Home Wisconsin. Sergeant Cole served for more than 13 years in the Army. He suffered a traumatic brain injury in Baghdad, and today's gift still hasn't sunk in.
The house is amazing. It really is amazing, but the biggest heartwarming portion of all this is to know that there's a community that supports veterans and supports, our progress. And it's unbelievable.
Cole and his family relocated from Indiana. Wow, it seems like he kind of shocked, doesn't know what to say, how to say thank you in that situation.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. Wow.
It's a great gift, for
yeah,
sure.
Especially for Father's Day. I saw some little kids walking around there, so maybe a good Father's Day gift.
Yeah, big day tomorrow, and I think it will mostly stay dry. The exception is during the morning hours when we could see a few showers. We do have showers and a few thunderstorms rolling through southern Wisconsin right now, so expect to see some rain increase in Madison over the next couple of minutes and into the early overnight hours. 7 to 10 day forecast showing the dry weather in town for Monday and Tuesday before rain sets up again Wednesday.
All right, thanks so much, and thanks for joining us. Have a great night.